8 things Queen Elizabeth never did in public. She never showed public emotion. Throughout her 70-year reign, Queen Elizabeth II remained famously composed. Whether it was during national tragedies, royal scandals, or deeply personal losses, she rarely showed visible emotion in public. Her calm, stoic demeanor was part of her duty, projecting stability during times of change. Even at Prince Philip's funeral, she grieved silently and alone. She believed that emotional restraint was part of her role as monarch. In a world that increasingly values openness, she held on to an older kind of strength, quiet dignity. She never gave a personal interview. Unlike younger royals who have opened up on television or podcasts, Queen Elizabeth never sat down for a personal interview. You never heard her side of the story, her childhood memories, or her thoughts on royal life in a sit-down chat. Even her Christmas speeches, though heartfelt, were scripted and carefully written. She kept the mystique of the monarchy alive by keeping herself at a distance. For her, the crown came before personal opinion. The Queen was always present, but never too familiar. She never took off her gloves in public. The Queen's gloves were more than just a style statement, they were a hygiene and etiquette choice. She wore them at nearly every public engagement, especially when shaking hands. It was her subtle way of maintaining both tradition and distance. Even in the heat, she rarely took them off. The gloves symbolized a polished, untouchable royal image, and she stuck to it. Removing them in public would have seemed far too casual for a woman who built her reign on formality and control. She never took a selfie or used social media. While the royal family has official social media accounts today, Queen Elizabeth never personally used platforms like Instagram or Twitter. She never took a selfie, never posted a casual, behind-the-scenes moment, and certainly never followed online trends. Though she embraced technology in other ways, sending her first email in 1976, she remained largely offline. For her, mystery was power. She believed in presence, not posts. She never got political. Despite witnessing massive political change during her reign, Queen Elizabeth never publicly expressed political opinions. She met with 15 British prime ministers, dozens of world leaders, and attended countless political events, but she remained strictly neutral. No endorsements, no criticism, no bias. Even in private conversations, she was careful to stay above the fray. This neutrality was essential to the monarchy's survival. She wasn't a politician, she was a symbol of unity. She never complained publicly. One of Queen Elizabeth's most famous unofficial mottos was, "Never complain, never explain," and she lived by it. No matter the crisis, whether it was family drama, political tension, or media criticism, she never responded publicly. She didn't air grievances, defend herself in interviews, or issue emotional statements. She led with silence and strength, believing that the monarchy must rise above petty arguments or public debates. In a world full of opinions, the Queen stayed silent, and it only added to her authority. She never missed a major duty without serious cause. Queen Elizabeth was the embodiment of commitment. From the moment she promised to serve the nation for all my life, she followed through. She rarely missed state openings of Parliament, Trooping the Colour, or Remembrance Sunday. Only serious illness or extreme circumstances ever kept her away. Her sense of duty was legendary. Even in her 90s, she continued to work almost daily. Skipping a royal duty wasn't an option in her eyes. She never shared public displays of affection. In all her decades on the throne, the Queen was never seen hugging, kissing, or holding hands with her husband, children, or grandchildren in public. Even with Prince Philip, their closeness was always shown through subtle glances or formal smiles. She was raised during a time when royalty was expected to be reserved and proper. Public displays of affection were considered inappropriate for a monarch.